Rand Paul. So Rand Paul's on Newsmax, and you need to know that they pulled out all the stops. They really did. They put together a graphics package that Biden, he's got a headache, not just because the stock market's in the red, which it isn't, but also because he doesn't know where he is. And he's like, I've got so much dementia, I don't even know what I'm supposed to worry about. And then the page is torn. There's so much to be taken away. Let's see the rest of this graphic. I'm sure. Look at that. This the number going, and then heavy music. Look, your incredible shrinking dollar, along with royalty-free horror music. Biden's inflation spiral. Never mind the fact that we've already covered this a dozen times, and the deflation being a very real problem for spring of next year. We'll just go. Okay, now wait, sorry, my bad. I feel bad. I thought the music was ridiculous and made no sense up until now, but when you end a horror sting with that face, it makes sense to me. I take it back.
We are in day 3 of our special series, Your Incredible Shrinking Dollar.
Guys, somebody turn off the horror music. Eric is speaking. The balance.
Inflation spiral. The United States Senate just passed a $1 trillion infrastructure deal, but that's just a fraction of the expensive things Democrats are trying to sign into law. Joining us now to tell us about the effect of excessive government spending.
This is the face of a man who's disappointed he's on Newsmax. Apparently, it's like his segments where he's booked on Fox are getting shorter and shorter and shorter, so he has to go on Newsmax for 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
On our economy, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. Senator, thank you for joining me. We're talking.
Well, he represents Kentucky in the Senate. He is not a Kentucky senator. There's a difference.
About the spending and infrastructure and all these spending, and we're watching inflation just spike. And I said, we got to talk to Rand. Rand's a libertarian. I'm trying.
Yeah, Rand's a libertarian. He knows what's going on. I mean, he wants, draconian changes in governmental power to be more far-reaching, and he wants to get rid of Section 230, which would eliminate the protections for social media companies and make them liable for things that individuals set on their platform. So basically, if you took the public square concept that they're arguing about this, that it would, if somebody said something in the public square, they could sue the square and the public.
To be a libertarian, you're a capital L, I'm a little L, I think, or something like that.
Yes, he's this kind of libertarian, Eric, and you're this kind of libertarian. But basically the same thing, I get you.
It really is an inflationary cycle when we spend. And some of the stuff they're spending on is insane. Rand, Senator.
Well, I tell people.
Rand, Senator, Booby.
We're trying to keep them from looting the Treasury, but it's not really even that. They looted the Treasury long ago. We're trying to protect your kids' future now.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's almost as if the people who, just to use the analogy, it's like last year, all the people who looted a Target took all the shoes and stuff and they took it to a school and gave the shoes they stole to a school. Like, none of these kids in this school have enough shoes, so we looted the Target and we decided to liberate the shoes. And then we're doing a fundraiser after the fact with Target so that they don't press charges against the children in stolen shoes.
The future of the country, the future of the dollar. We've borrowed so much in the last 2 years, really at the behest of both parties. The Republicans were complicit last year, and now even some this year. Big government Republicans are complicit with Democrats. But before they're done, we're looking at $7 to $8 trillion worth of new debt. This is going to lead to price inflation. Nothing is free in life. Government comes to you and says, here's a free stimulus check, here's free college, here's free child care, and it's infrastructure, but it's free. Don't believe them. It's a bait and switch. The bait and switch is this. You're going to get something for free, what appears to be free, but your prices will rise, and by the end of the year, you'll be...
Hi. Nobody thinks we're getting something for free with infrastructure. It's the functional use of our tax dollars for something else, something we value. something that we will actually all use, and therefore the investment in that thing will benefit us all in our living our lives as citizens of a free country, and in the businesses that we run, that we know when we drive across a bridge is not going to fall apart underneath us. Nobody thinks infrastructure is free, dipshit. It's the entire process of it is either paid out over time through infrastructure, the infrastructure bank and the loans that it will put out, and the fact that they are paid back, in which case the government will make money on the loans that are put out by the infrastructure bank that will pay for some of the infrastructure that is not done through the infrastructure bank. Nobody thinks this shit is free. I don't even know where the fuck this argument comes from. Do you? It's cartoonish. It's stupid. What he thinks he means free money is the money that we put out for people, unemployment insurance and the like. That money is specifically is borrowing against the future, just like you would take money out of a mattress or a savings account when a hurricane hit and your business has been blown out of the water, like it has been destroyed. Then what do you just go? You know what? Fuck it. I'm a rugged individualist like Rand Paul wants me to be. So instead of I'm just gonna go back to work anyways, even though the building's been blown away by a hurricane. I'm just gonna stand there and pretend I'm flipping pancakes with fucking nothing there. That's what Rand Paul is asking people to do in terms of UI. Now, again, UI is tapering off, and fewer people are using it. More and more people are going back to work. And the people, the open jobs, quite frankly, that people are bitching about, especially throughout the South, are jobs that, quite frankly, they used to pay people who have either sketchy immigration documents or none at all, see Mar-a-Lago, to do the work. But now they can't because there's been because Democrats traditionally, no matter what the storyline is from Republicans, aren't letting a stampede of illegals cross the border. The people that are coming in they have asylum claims, and they're often mothers with young children, and they are receiving help from NGOs or local groups as they get on their feet and eventually find a job, and that takes years, or they go home. Everybody else, the army, the military age males that they scare the shit out of you with that are supposedly MS-13 gang members, they're not crossing the border to get a job anyways. They're apparently murderers and rapists that have been let go from jails, but I'm a big fan of the guys who run their countries who are emptying their jails on us. That whole nonsense. No, like, there aren't enough people crossing over to do those shitty below minimum wage jobs that they use the fact that they're undocumented against them so that they can pressure them to work and keep quiet. Christ.
Better off.
By the way, what is with the truffle curly fries hairdo?
Began with, and if we end up having like the inflation we had in the 1970s, you'll eventually.
We're not going to, because that was based on policy from the previous 8 years and the end of a war. And OPEC. As a matter of fact, watch gas prices continue to rise as fewer and fewer people use gas over the next 10 years.
Get economic stagnation and job loss as well. So this is a really bad idea.
Listen, this is what I want to get to here, Senator, and you and I have been talking about this for the better part of 15 years, but yet.
Okay, so 15 years. So obviously it's started at Obama and it started with a conversation about how everything was Clinton's fault during the Bush years. And then the
stock market near record high, 35,000. Labor market looks strong. Housing markets look strong. Looks like there's pent up demand across almost every retail sector. What is the economy missing? What are investors missing that you and I are talking about right now?
Yeah, why is Wall Street, consumer confidence, and retail sales so happy when we want them to be angry? All right.
Well, it's what Lord Maynard Keynes said. If you create stimulus, it works. And he was asked, what about the long run? If you print up all this money, will it stimulate? Will there stimulate demand? And
By the way, side note, the Fed is buying treasuries at such a high rate that it is alarming some people, which is not what you do when you're quote unquote printing money.
cause a boom in the economy? Yes, we're in the midst of that.
Look at this fucking picture. Is that just $100 bills? Just cut, like, I mean, I'm surprised they even cut them. Why aren't we just folding up sheets of $100 bills and mailing them?
Creation of money works in the short run. But when Lord Maynard Keynes was asked what happens in the long run, he flippantly said, oh, well, we'll all be dead. So that is the problem here, is in the short run, you can appear to create wealth by printing money and giving it to people. We passed out $1,400 checks to people. Both parties were advocating for this, but it's a foolish notion, and ultimately it will catch up. There will be ramifications. The stock market is sky high now.
Hi, asshole. You do realize, you know what would have caught up with us? And the entire economy cratering because of a disease. One of the reasons why the Germans recovered so quickly after the 2008 drop is because the government stepped in and paid auto manufacturers and other long-term employers who had, regular factory workers who worked there for decades and decades, paid them to keep people on the job. Keep making cars. We know nobody's ready to buy them, but we assume that they're going to buy them in a year or so, and you'll start kicking them back out again. Don't stop. And if you think there's just not going to be demand for this, go into design mode, make what you have orders for, and keep paying your employees until such time as you're ready for the new models and do all that stuff. And they did that, and they recovered faster than anybody. And they're not broke because of 2008. There's not runaway inflation in Germany because of this. This is like saying, I know that person is drowning, but if we throw them a life preserver and someone goes in after them, we're going to have to put someone with them in the tub every time they take a bath from now on.
But that might be a time to think about reconsidering whether you want to stay completely in the market as well.
You just watched Newsmax TV.
Well, okay, so now Rand Paul's doing a put on all stocks. Fucking hell, what a creep.